Welcome back, folks. Let's make a quick little video here. Uh, we'll actually stick to the spirit of the channel here. Let's take a stroll down memory lane, go back to the 80s, check out what we considered video games way back when. Got a little game here for the. Oh, is there a manual in here too? Oh, I haven't actually looked in this box in quite a long time. Zaxxon. One of a classic old school video games on what might have been the greatest console ever made, the Commodore 64, which was really just a game machine masquerading as a computer to do productive crap. Games used to come in cartridges, that wasn't just a Nintendo thing. Plug this son bitch in the back of the Commodore 64. Um, I'm distracted now because of what was in the box here. Zaxxon, here you go. Because you needed a rule book about how to play this game. Blah blah blah, yada yada. Strategy tips. Okay, cool. I think I mentioned this game before. Oh, Congo Bongo. There's another one. I used to play the heck out of Congo Bongo. I think I mentioned this game here, the Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator. I don't know if the game was busted or everybody in my house was dense. We couldn't get this stupid game to work. We had to return it. 'Cause back in the day, you could return video games. Oh, wait, what's this? What's this? Hidden Secrets. Ooh, look at this. 120-day warranty. Oh man, I'm out of that window, out of that coverage. Look at that. You can warranty your cartridge here. Really cool. So yeah, back in the day, games would come out on cartridges. Not an actual screenshot. The game didn't look that great. I'll throw up some screenshots. This game, you'd fly around in your little space thing. You'd dodge some stuff, blow some stuff up. That was kind of like section one of the game. Then you'd go into space, and there'd be fighters flying at you, and so you'd blow up the fighters. Then you'd hit the end part of the game where there was walls you had to go around. There were force fields which you had to fly under, and then you hit the end boss, which was this giant robot thingy with this satellite that kind of popped out of its head, and it would shoot a rocket at you if you. I don't quite remember. I think the rocket shot off all the time, but oh yeah, oh boy, that took me back. That game was okay. That game was all right. Um, One game, I'm glad I remember the name of this game. It's called Castle Hassle, which was a cool game. I should go try to find an emulator and play this game because I'm very interested about the game. It was a game where you're a ghost in a castle or a dungeon, and you have to figure out these little puzzles in the room. Um, there was one. I think I got a screenshot here where there's a crown in a box. So as a ghost, you could turn into like a gun and pew pew shoot little things at stuff because sometimes you'd have things coming at you, so you had to shoot it. That would probably just freeze it in its tracks. So then they had this one here where there's a box you got to shoot out the wall so you can get the crown and go to the next level. Every room was a little puzzle, and then you could turn into different things. Like you could turn into a hammer and something. Instead of being a big old blobby ghost, you could turn into something thinner so you can navigate certain things. It was a game. It was kind of creepy too, because uh, it was just black background, and then this room that was just a vague outline. I don't know, there was something kind of meta about it that was, I mean, low tech, but also added to the intrigue. Then Tetris came along eventually. Um, Tetris was a big thing. This actually came on a floppy disk, and God, I wonder what size those discs were, because I know modern when you move to a Windows machine, those 5.5-inch floppies were, God, were they a megabyte? I don't remember. But yeah, so you'd throw this disk in the disk drive, and you'd have to wait and wait and wait for the thing to load. Oh, it was awful waiting for this thing to load. But then you got the game here where the blocks weren't. I mean, it wasn't like the Nintendo version. I'll tell you that, because I don't even think you could like move the blocks down. There's a beep. At this game, you could move them around, and then if you hit down, the blocks just go boom all the way down. But then it didn't look the same. The music was whatever. But the backgrounds were kind of cool, I guess. Looked neat, but it was Tetris. I mean, what can you do about Tetris? Then a couple of other games I used to play a lot. There's this company called Cinemaware, which made games that looked pretty cool um, for their time. There was a Three Stooges game, and that was something I was raised on as a kid. Was the Three Stooges? It's a cool video game. I used to play the heck out of that. There's a game called Rocket Ranger that came out, which was a throwback to the 30s or 40s movies. That also came out around the time The Rocketeer came out, which was probably the last good Disney movie that came out. Rocket Ranger was really cool. You had all these different tasks you could do. You could fly around shooting. I think they were Messerschmitts, ME 109s. Those were Messerschmitts. Shooting those things out of the air. You go around at night. You go on a night mission. And you're flying around, shooting stuff in these oil fields, blowing stuff up. I mean, you really couldn't see what it was because it was night. Because that's how you did stuff back in the day. Really cool games that I am certain will not withstand the test of time, but would be cool if you find an emulator out there. Look up all the stuff that was out back in those days on the Commodore 64, the Nintendo, the NES, the original NES, all those things that went across all kinds of platforms. Whatever Atari had out in the late 80s, if they had anything out. I don't know. There we go. There's a little nostalgia. There's a midlife crisis moment for you. Thanks for tuning in, folks. See you later for probably another box opening because there's no effort involved in that.